push it back like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Perfect. Yeah.
Is that it?
It's good. Yeah.
Is that gonna?
Yep. Perfect.
Okay. Yours looks cooler from that angle.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do this angle.
It's all about looking cool.
Naomi, how you doing? Did you celebrate Josh's birthday
Awesome.
all right? Hope you did. Okay, cool.
Okay. Man, my boy Tim Steele. I see you, man. We still got to talk this week. I will be calling you. That is happening for sure.
All right,
100%.
Cool. So are we on Facebook Live as well?
We are on Facebook Live, so we are officially live.
All right. I'm just going to do a little pre to people on here. I don't know. There's a thing, because I'm into running, and so I go, any aches and pains, I'm always going on the internet just to see. And there are these two older guys, and they're both PTs, and they call themselves the internet's two favorite PTs.
Are they the internet's favorite?
I mean, they have
probably not.
Potentially not, but they've been doing it for a while. They're two older men at this practice. I think it's like somewhere in the Midwest. They've just done a ton of videos about just all the knowledge they have. And
That's
they
awesome.
call themselves, they have like a little ring on the front end, like
Little jingle.
Yeah, a little jingle, and then said they're the internet's two favorite PTs. Is that true or not? We don't know.
We don't know, but they're going for
They're
it.
going for
They're
it.
going for
So
it.
I'm not saying that we're the internet's two favorite realtors. That would just be far too reaching. But
Way too reaching. But hey, who's to really say, though?
Exactly.
You know, the love that one person may have for you might just outdo
That's right.
the love of thousands.
We can't put into the love that people have.
That's right. That's right.
All right, so are we going?
All right, guys.
Yeah. So yeah, Brian, start
Week
us
two.
off. Yeah,
Week
week
two.
two.
I know.
Thanks for letting me come on your show for week 2.
No. This is
It's your house, so it could be your show.
that is. I guess it could.
Names. I'll check out.
Right.
In fact, if anyone has idea for names,
Yeah. For
Like-
this update.
this this kind of
Yeah.
weekly thing we're
Yeah.
gonna do.
Yeah. I mean, I hope yeah.
If it had a jingle,
I know. It'd be so epic if it had a jingle.
there's a banjo, there's a mandolin in this room that might need to be part of a jingle for
That's
this.
true.
I'm
That's
just
true.
saying.
It's hanging on that wall.
Anyone has a thought on that?
All right.
Okay. All right.
But yeah,
Start us
so
up.
we're excited to get back to you guys here a week after our previous update and kind of let you all know what's happened over a 7-day period in real estate. If you guys remember, we told you guys to hold on tight for the weekend. I told you to hold on tight. You told me to hold on tight. And it was a mixed bag of things. So I am very pleased to report that every single one of my listings has gone under contract in the past week, that has gone live in the past week. Like it is just, we have been dropping them and we have been selling them.
So just
that's awesome.
For a pullback,
Yep.
what is that saying about the market at large?
So if we pull back, and I'm going to do a couple different things. One, I'm gonna give my kind of my gut intake on
Love
just
it.
the.
I trust that.
You trust my gut.
I do, absolutely. And anyone's watching should trust this gut.
It is it's a strong gut. But a couple different things. I'm going to take this from a small sample size for me and my clients. I think that's pretty fair for any real estate agent to do. Because we're going to be meeting with our own sets of buyers, our own sellers, and if that's the case, I want to make sure that as we communicate with our clients, we're giving them an accurate picture of what we experience. And then what I also want to do is take a look at some of the numbers that we're seeing through TAR report, and that's Stacey Infinson is a brain whiz. I mean, he is a real estate whiz.
It's a guy,
and it is a guy.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's a cool name for a guy. As a unisex name,
as a
Sandy,
yes.
I appreciate other guys who have names that could go either way.
That's right. Yeah. But he's brilliant. And he's watching the MLS data that we get as real estate agents. For those that don't know, the MLS is our multiple listing service. It houses all of our real estate listings. But we get to watch the data of, what's being shown, how many times is it being shown, how many homes are going active, how many are being withdrawn from the market. And they're doing this thing now because of the coronavirus. They're giving us weekly reports. So we get to see what's happening in a week's amount of time, which is really, really cool.
Okay.
And so with that being said, I want to unpack some of that data too. But just from a personal small sample size, it has been a busy week. For you, I know you've been out. You've been doing virtual showings.
Done a few of those, yeah. That's the interesting thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's something we'll have to do probably more of, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But here's the hard part is like this is such an emotional industry in terms of what you feel when you go into a home, what you see, even the neighborhood around it, a yard. That pictures even great stuff. Someone asking about our, kind of, virtual or like AI type of stuff. Are we going to move in that? Virtual reality, VR stuff.
Yeah.
This might be impetus to see more of that. Yeah. But I mean, that's a hard thing for me is like I can go and I can say, well, because it's a perspective, right? Yeah. Like someone's asking, is the road? Someone asks, is it a busy road outside the home? Yeah. I mean, presumably, no. Yes. But like maybe for you saw 2 cars in an hour and that felt too much for what you're looking for. Yeah. So I think that's hard is trying to for expectations. Yeah. But it does. Going off of just some of the stuff you're saying. The inventory is still low. Yeah. Therefore, sellers market. If you're looking to list, it's probably a great time. You're going to speak to that. Yeah. And things are going quick. So sometimes you only have a virtual showing to go off if you want a legitimate shot at putting an offer in and being accepted. I don't know. That's what I'm seeing. Yeah,
absolutely. And so virtual showings are definitely strange. And I'm trying to keep track of this stuff as well. People are waving. Guys, if you have questions, let us know.
Hey, Mom. Mom joined in. Yes. Like, Mom, is it good? The bow tie? Okay, no? Okay.
She's proud of you.
Okay. I hope she will say something.
I know she's proud.
I'm guessing that might be the first time she's hopped in on
jumped on an
Instagram Live.
Maybe.
I don't know, Mom.
Maybe.
Thoughts?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
But definitely let us know if you guys have questions. We have two primary perspectives and even a third. I'll speak to the third in a second, but you got a buyer perspective and a seller perspective. Mm-hmm. If you are thinking of whether or not this is the time to buy, I will, by all means, start by saying you've got to meet with your real estate agent one-on-one, whether that's a Zoom FaceTime meeting or that's 6 feet apart at a conference room table or something of that nature. I've had buyers consultations this week where buyers, I got a couple today, where buyers are going to want to see how they can capitalize on this market. But then you also have the seller's perspective, a lot of fear. Mm-hmm. And I'll just go ahead and share one of the reports we have through the TAR report that is fascinating. We've had a monstrous spike in withdrawn listings.
Okay. It would make sense, right? Yeah.
Expected. Huge spike in withdrawn listings. What that tells us is sellers, whether it's because they're in a shelter-in-place mandatory state and they can't leave their home, they have nowhere to go, so therefore they think it's better just to pull off, or it's because they think this might not be the best time for them to sell to maximize their profits, find an active buyer in this market, whatever the reasons, and I'm sure there are many different ones. People have withdrawn out of the market and it is spiked. But something to point out, what that's caused is even, you just hit on it, even less inventory. So we didn't have an enormous amount of inventory to begin with, which was putting pressure on pricing, which was putting upward pressure on pricing. And it has only I would say it's only been made worse.
Yeah. So, Brian, here's a question I got for you. Mm-hmm. Let's say, you know what, I'm in a position where I either need or this is a good time to potentially list. Yep. Can you give me just kind of a brief summary, maybe a 3 to 4 step of like, what's a run up of like, I shoot you a call or another realtor.
Yep.
Let's just say there's other realtors. There's other great realtors out there. We want to say that. We're just trying to take in for us. And but they call and say, hey, I'd like to list. Mm-hmm. What's kind of, what are you counseling with kind of, what's a run-up? That's the best word I can use to going active.
Yeah, like a runway of sorts.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I mean, there's the biggest question that everyone has is the timing question. Mm-hmm. And so when it comes to timing, we need to be strategic. I'm not one that takes a hot market, a low inventory market, a seller's market, and thinks we can just throw mud at a wall. I still think that is foolish real estate. So timing is the biggest question. How quickly can you go on the market? Some people are like, well, let's get this thing listed before it gets worse. Should we do that? There's certainly an argument to be made there. I have plenty of my sellers who have moved up their timelines to say, let's actually get this done sooner. Things are, yes, we are in a shelter-in-place state, but as far as cases and as far as deaths, we are doing very well as a state.
Yeah.
Very well. And so because of that, some of our sellers say, okay, well, while we're still doing okay, let's knock it out and let's move up the timeline. So timing's a big one. I would say any seller out there, you need to be thinking in your head from the moment that you start working with your real estate agent, you need to plan on 2 to 3 weeks before you go active. I think that's just wise. It can happen sooner. I think the soonest that we've done in this year was 10 days, and that's not comfortable for anyone. I say not comfortable because there's a lot of coming soon marketing that you want to do to still make a splash. So, so yeah, there's a couple things, but timing's the biggest one.
Okay.
And sellers are fearful that their home will not be shown. I went active on a home yesterday. We're going to have 2 offers in the next couple hours, and which is super exciting.
Yep.
Of course, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that we will receive those. But yeah, so there are still buyers out there, and people. I think something that you and I should say. Real estate is one of those things. Why we're on the essentials list is because people they usually don't move because they just kind of get a feeling.
Yeah.
Like they just kind of want to maybe kind of move.
Right.
Like that's not how it works.
You're right.
People make a move because a job change or a new birth, a baby's on the way, or some external pressure is usually causing the move.
Yeah.
So buyers are still needing to buy homes, not to mention interest rates being where they are.
Yeah.
So
I know. Let's do this. We can maybe implement this. What's a stat of the week? I'm gonna rock with something I got from a mortgage guy, Pat Price, and I might let you just shoot. I know you've been in the tar. If you want to look up something, let's give the people one stat of the week.
Let's do it
right now. What I'm seeing today on a 30-year, what are we looking at? I mean, a lot of variables, but what's the interest rate on a 30-year fix right now from the rate survey from a daily mortgage perspective? I'm looking at a 3.62 as of probably a few hours ago.
Yep, that's awesome.
Good change, 3.62. Looks like that's...
And it's fluctuating probably every hour
absolutely.
of every day.
And again, that's different from a 15-year, the FHA 30-year, a jumbo, an ARM. I mean, there's a lot of variables, but just kind of a conventional 30-year, 3.62% is the interest rate. Looks like that's down 0.26. Not a huge jump, but it's still trending in the right direction. So interest rates, again, maybe not as low as, a few weeks ago when it was 3.2, 3 and an eighth. But the reality is it's still historically
so low.
Very low. So that would be my stat of the week. Shout out Pat Price, just at Movement. A lot of great mortgage guys, one that I've done some work with, but I got a kind of a mortgage minute from him.
That's awesome.
And that's I know you're looking up the TAR report right now.
Yeah, and I've got a couple that I can throw at everyone because, again, I think they all play off of each other. That's the tough thing is, and I've got it on my other computer now that I'm and now that I'm seeing, because this is my wife's computer. But I think what I'll do is I'll show the difference, or should I say the inversion of withdrawn listings to homes that have gone under contract.
Perfect.
Because just like I said a second ago, we've had a spike in withdrawn listings. With that spike has not mean that people aren't going under contract. We've had 2,100 in the past 2 weeks go under contract. That's a lot of homes that have left the market. Mm-hmm. And so buyers are still buying homes. They're still going under contract on homes. And so I think just to provide some clarity, like I said, they do work off of each other. These stats work off of each other. So if you have a market that is losing inventory, but you haven't lost the buyer demand, expect multiple offers on your properties. This isn't going to be across the board. Homes still need to be priced right. I'm telling all my sellers, let's by all means price in the fact that people are scared right now. So price that in. And then let me see if I can pull up, or if I can get. I think on the my recent downloads, if you go to my file, and my wife is my my right arm. She's gonna send me what I've got in there, screenshots of some good stuff. Just text that to yourself, I guess, and I'll get it within your text messages, but or airdrop. We've got all right, but yeah. So I'll pull some of these things in here. All right. So as of this week, we are just barely trending below where we were a year ago.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that's actually interesting. We are expecting, obviously, a much larger growth pattern. As far as withdrawn listings, this week, 426.
Wow.
It's a huge spike.
That's a big spike.
A huge spike. To put it in perspective, last year this time, 21 homes.
Holy smokes.
21 homes
I'm not a
withdrawn.
math guy, but that's a huge chasm right there.
Huge percentage spike. And so just when you put it into perspective, that's a lot of homes that have left the market because of all this.
Yeah.
But pending, obviously down from last year, being in a non-COVID environment, but still 823.
Yeah, that's not a huge dip compared to last year at the same time. The amount of pendings at this kind of week, kind of snapshot in a week on the market a year ago, and the triangle was 913 homes that were pending, being under contract. This time this year, 823. 913, 823. So we're seeing, that's not too far off in the grand scheme of things.
And so you've got, obviously we can go back, I won't do this and do all the math, but if you go back to the beginning of March to the end of March here, you've got roughly, I would say you've got about 21 or so homes that have come off in the last few weeks. So it is, there's a lot of people still buying homes. And then, the stats go on and on and on. So I would just encourage people, because of all of this, buyers are still in the market. So if you're thinking of selling your home, it is not a ghost town. Out there.
No.
So
that's good to know. Okay, so here's the deal. We're going to try to we'd love to do this weekly. We got to figure out better ways to speak to you, keep your attention, realizing that everyone's going to be buying and selling and transacting in real estate. So we want to provide things that are of value. We want to give you kind of a framework by which we're going to talk. So we might even do something like maybe do a little, maybe we can do something where we have like a 60 seconds and we'll talk on this topic. And then we'd love to do some interaction, which we'll figure out better ways to do that.
Be great.
But I think in closing, Bryant, people are at home. There's no question. They're looking for things to do. This is going to be a question I'll throw at you. What music are you in? Is there an album, anything that's dropped, or just an artist that you're into that you can recommend? Because people need new music all the time.
I'm a pop guy.
Okay, I love it.
I'm a pop guy. Like Harry Styles.
Okay.
Like his new album, or most recent album.
What song right now are you into?
I would say I'm not a big, I don't know track names super well. But I do know that the first three hits are amazing. I want to say it's like Watermelon.
That name, I love it.
I can't remember the track name. I think it's the second track on the album. Is so good.
Okay.
It's just I'm a pop guy.
I love it. Don't even apologize. It's amazing.
That's where I'm at right now.
I'm a pop guy, but in a country kind of setting. Sam Hunt, literally in the past hour, he kind of has like a Florida Georgia Line-esque with some rapping, spoken word within it. Just got some great beats. Kind of have like an urban kind of feel to it as well, but still in the country genre. Has just dropped his new album, Southside. I am taking it in fully. There's some depth on that album, I will say. So please check that out if you're in the country. The song right now that I'm into is Young Once. Is what I'm really into. Sinning with You, I'm not going to tell you what that's about. Incredible. But this guy is just like speaking some incredible truths. It's a good album. I'm still going through all the tracks. But Southside by Sam Hunt is what I'm into. I could run to it, jam to it, and I'm wearing a bolo tie, so you know I'm in the country.
Bolo tie with
Jordans.
With Jordans.
Yeah,
like
country,
you just
like
country with
folk.
urban.
Yes. Yeah,
Like you just
I'm trying to.
All those things just came together.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
No,
but
it's
but Sam Hunt's doing it well, and so I'll track with
Yep.
him. All right, cool. Bryant and Sandy,
all right, guys.
Coming at you on a Friday. Thanks for joining us here for a few minutes. Bryant, any closing thoughts for the people?
I would say everyone's got a unique situation, so by all means, be speaking with your real estate agent. Ask questions. Ask us questions. We want to answer them. And it is either a great time to buy or it is a terrible time to buy based on your personal situation. We hit on that last week. And then selling. It may be a terrible time to buy your particular type of house, your particular home. Again, get counsel.
Love it. Wisdom, get it at all costs. I think I read that somewhere. I'm going to throw a quote at someone based off of a pretty popular Netflix series. I went to work every day prepared to die in a tiger cage. Joe Exotic. I'm just going to throw that out there. And on that note,
we're dropping the mic.
Y'all have a great day. Bye.
Guys, it's good to see you guys.
Awesome.